Hey, hey,
Ew,
hey.
ew.
Welcome in, everybody, as we enter the so-called lean times.
It's
We
true.
do
It's
have
true.
action. We do have action,
Thankfully.
and got to enjoy a little bit of that last night. I don't know if you saw, if you follow us at YFPFP on Twitter. The insane. Every time I turn on Maction, it's just like a very Maction play happens.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as I turn the TV on, that kickoff play happened, where the guy just, for some reason, takes one step out of the end zone and maybe puts the ball over the line, but then also like pulls it back, tries to take a knee. So
and then she gets blasted.
The guy just crushes him. And it was actually reviewed. I honestly thought it should have been a safety, but
I think so, too.
It was not. And also, Buffalo ended up winning that game by a very large margin.
Buffalo's a solid team. They've been good for the last couple of years.
It was a little heartwarming, though, that it was the Maction that we've come to know and love. But that's what we got right now. During the week, it's going to be Maction until, maybe give it 6-7 weeks. So we got the NBA firing back up.
Yeah.
But we will make it through. So thank you guys, as always, for joining us. Tyler, how are you doing today on this Wednesday?
Doing good. First and foremost, got to give a shout out. Happy Veterans Day to all. Thank you all that have served our country in any of our armed forces. Do definitely give massive shout outs to that. Other than that, man, doing good. Like you said, trying to get through the thin weekdays here with no sports. Luckily we got the new Spider-Man Miles Morales game dropping in about an hour and a half here. Hopefully I'll have that downloaded by the time it comes out. PS5 dropping, which I will, of course, not be buying for a while because I do not have that kind of money.
No. But please send donations so that Tyler and I can get on the next wave.
That's right. Other than that, I'm doing good. Ronnie, how you doing today?
Doing well. Had the day off. As is tradition, went golfing.
Yeah.
With the homie Greg, usually my midweek golfing partner. First time I played Carlton Oaks up in, I guess it would be Santee area.
Mm-hmm.
And, there goes that possum. That's my guy.
There he is.
Right on cue. Yep. Right on cue. But difficult course. I don't really think anyone had what they would call a great round. But Greg did pitch in from like 45 yards away on hole 18.
Nice.
And as is golf, just enough to keep you coming back. It wasn't even me that did it, but I was pretty excited just to be there to witness it.
Absolutely.
So, all in all, a good day. He's looking right at me. This possum is ruining my whole situation right now.
He's our new fill-in producer while Tanaya's off, making business decisions.
Pretty much, yeah. He's signaling me. No. He's just eating a cricket. I don't know. Does that mean something? Just tell me. No, but it was a good day off. Always a good day when you're playing golf. I was actually texting the Baron here, who we have in the comments, Masters tomorrow, which we will dive into. Never a bad day when you're playing golf. This is kind of my second wave of getting into golf again. I sort of got out of golf because it got a little too expensive for me, being very bad at golf. And now there's apps and Groupon and things like that where you can sort of find deals. So I have a much more Zen-like approach to golf where it's more about just enjoying hitting, 5 to 10 good shots in a round and not really just try to break the course record every time, which I'll never do. So I do enjoy just getting out, walking around, playing golf. But we will dive into everything that's going on. I think also, shout out to Cease. If you want action, get the Maction.
There you go.
Yes.
It's
nonstop Maction because you never know what you're going to see. I mean,
you really don't.
It's probably going to be wild. The power might go out. The guy might inexplicably step out of the end zone by 1 foot.
Refs will probably get blasted because they're just way out of position and getting run over by a player.
Yeah, all kinds of bizarre action in the action.
Yep.
So, and like we already said a week ago, there's never been a better time. Maction, we need you now.
That's right. Help bring this country together.
If there's one thing we can all get behind, it's insane MAC football action.
Damn right.
But hit us up at the link. Please do call in. Send us your comments. I guess we'll just dive right into the Masters.
Okay.
Because that's probably the most notable thing going on right now. Tomorrow. But they've been down there. And let's take a look at the odds. As you know, I'm looking to get back in that action.
All about that action, boss.
Just about that action, boss. DeChambeau 15-2. So clearly the favorite there. DJ 17-2. Rahm 10-1.
His odds are probably going up after that.
I know. I think our big homie Cease got in there at 9-1 and put a little something on that. And I mean, honestly, I just regret myself not putting in a couple Masters bets. I actually texted Cease last night. I should have just anyone that was over 100-1, just put something on them.
Just put $2 on it.
Yeah. Whatever the minimum that you're allowed to bet, just get in there. You never know. And apparently the weather is going to be a big factor. Of course, this is pretty much unprecedented fall Masters now. So we will see what happens. Bubba 28-1. I'm not a Bubba hater, but
I'm not. Yeah.
He ain't gonna win. Let's just be honest.
I obviously all the love's going to Bryson. He did win the the last major event. He's been pretty hot lately in a lot of the tournaments. Really, anything he's played on, he's kind of always up there at the top. So he's going to be the hot one. Dustin Johnson was it Dustin Johnson or Justin Thomas that just had that was just crushing every tournament he was in. Just played a tournament every weekend and was just crushing it. Which one was it?
I believe it was Dustin, but
it was Dustin. Yeah. They're kind of the same person to me.
That's their fault for having a similar name.
Yeah, they're kind of the same person to me. I always get them mixed up. But I mean, just a lot of the suspects that you would expect to be at the top of the betting lines there. Obviously no Tiger because Tiger has been good for a long time. He'll still get all the press coverage because he's Tiger. Sure, deservedly so. But definitely don't expect to see much from him this weekend.
And I think Tiger is 40-1 right now. Definitely I guess I would say sentimental favorite. He is the reigning champion.
This is true.
But don't really see that happening. I am very, just to be honest, fascinated to see how Bryson plays the course, hitting the ball like he has been.
Mm-hmm.
You see these reports coming out from beat writers of his practice rounds. Just insane. He hit a sand wedge for his second shot into the green on the 440-yard 17th hole. So they can put in extra trees. I mean, they can't really move the tee boxes back anymore. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting, and it's the Masters. I mean, always nice to see. Will be different without the fans, I know, and we'll see because now we have fall weather. But I am going to try to do some kind of gambling on this.
There you go.
Cease, back me up. I might have to Venmo you if you could lay some bets in for me.
Oh, now you're hooked. You went to Vegas this weekend, and now you're just back into the gambling spirit.
Yes. Well, I only have my one right now.
True.
Because, the division bet, well, this is Tyler's. I think that's gone by the wayside.
It's still not completely eliminated, but it's as close as it can be without being officially
there's a
done.
chance.
There is a chance.
9,900-1 is a lot better than plus 340. So, I will take the $34. Don't get me wrong. I will definitely take the $34.
Look, you got to worry though, because they're playing the Chargers in a couple weeks, and we know how the Chargers love to just not win. So
Do not, don't even bring that up to me.
oh, that evil's there. It's out there, whether you want to hear it or not. It's out there.
Also, want to give a shout out to the fans. I was lagging on tallying up the total views until yesterday, but we are currently sitting at 16,491 total views.
Nice.
And also, I believe Monday will be our 100th episode. So thank you again for tuning in, commenting, calling, everything you do for the show, promoting us on Twitter.
Much.
Thank you guys. As always, we will try to keep this thing rolling down the tracks. But we'll see. Let's crack that 20 mark. I'm not putting a suit on until we get over 20.
No.
Although it is colder now.
No suits until way beyond 20, I think.
Yeah, let's say 25. 25 if you want to see me put a suit on again. And we dive up. The Baron, antagonist of all time, two-time champ Bubba. Well, I mean, do you really think he's got the juice right now, Baron?
I mean, hang on, Ronnie. I'm getting something in my headphone here.
Oh, we do have.
Okay. We have some breaking news for us here. Okay, let's see, Ronnie. Do you have that on the set here?
I think Mark Stein is reporting. Reports.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you, Mark Stein. We'll make sure to stay on top of this.
Something is going to happen. Mark Stein knows, but we don't know. But thank you, Tyler, for the breaking news sounder.
Yes.
I guess we'll just wait and see. Reports.
Yeah. All right, keep an eye out on that. Mark Stein, thank you very much. All that good work you're doing there.
We'll hang out and see.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to, throw this in any particular person's face, but I'm not saying it's because they ruined my bet for no reason at all. And also, Ben has tested negative. He was just on the contact tracing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just going to say karma. Just let me have that bet. Please.
Come on, Ronnie. Lose like a champion. Take it like a man. Come on.
I will not. I refuse. But he could also play this Saturday. So
based off everything we've seen so far, he probably will play. Again, he has tested negative. It was just he was around people that have had it. So no words of any NFL games possibly being canceled or postponed for the weekend. However, I guess that would be a good transition into some news in the college ranks for this weekend. So far this week, I say that because it's only Wednesday, we have had the big, not so big anymore because one of the teams is awful, but Alabama LSU, that game has been postponed, as well as the Georgia-Missouri game, and then the game between Ohio State and Maryland has been outright canceled. Again, the big not having any makeup dates set, anything like that, all due to COVID-related things. Although I did see a weird headline today, Notre Dame, no positive tests. So, hey.
Just keep on rolling.
Yeah, maybe that celebration wasn't too bad for them then.
Yeah, the SEC thing is kind of interesting because Tyler and I were talking before the show, and Sankey is kind of the NCAA is so weird because there's no one in charge. Clearly, like there's no one clear cut directive.
Right.
But when it comes to football, the SEC is pretty much in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have a setback, and Sankey comes out and says, "Well, I'm discouraged, but I'm not. We're gonna make it happen, whatever." And like any of these positive tests, like look at what happened to Wisconsin. If they were in the SEC, I feel like they would. You sit out a week, you'll be back. We're good. But now it's hitting the big moneymaker for college football, the SEC, and we'll see how they kind of dig their way out of that. But definitely something to keep an eye on.
Well, the SEC, to their credit, since they started earlier, they left room for this sort of, hey, if we have to delay games, push them back, we've got, a week or two we can work with. I'm curious how it'll work for LSU because they've already postponed the game against Florida that was supposed to happen, 3-4 weeks ago maybe? So now LSU's got 2 possible makeup games if they decide to make up both. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But, the Big Ten, the way they set their schedule is there's just no room for it. We're going to play all 8 games, then go right into the championship, go right into bowl season. So that's one missed game for Ohio State. I believe the results did come from Maryland on the Maryland side rather than the Ohio State side. So, I can't imagine there's any long-term worry for them. There obviously is now the worry for Maryland because they are looking good so far this year. Outside of one thing that we'll get to in just a moment. But we're wondering if Maryland's going to start. Sorry,
I don't have it. I don't have the video.
You don't have it. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Never mind. We'll try and get it some other time for you. But yeah, so now it's curious if Maryland now maybe they have to worry about getting into a Wisconsin situation where it's you miss so many games and now you're ineligible for the the conference championship. You're ineligible for the playoffs, which, Maryland's not favored to make either one of those, but you never know. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what, if Maryland can kind of get this situation fixed and not have to miss any more games for the rest of the year.
And I think this is across all conferences. Like, what are you going to do? Like, there's no one controlling hand like the NFL, NBA, NHL. They put people in a bubble. They were pretty much in the playoffs anyway. But this becomes the problem with college football. There's so many people in charge, relatively speaking, that no one's like. We saw Trevor Lawrence at the Notre Dame game. Like, he can't play, but he's there for some reason, pulling his mask down, talking to guys.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, well, he can't play, but he's there. All right. Or the SEC, like their rules are different. How many week you have to sit out? Like, you go to it's just going to be a huge mess.
Right, yeah. Like the only thing the NCAA as a whole has control over is they can fine the school and they can fine coaches. But that's it. They're not the ones canceling games, rescheduling games, nothing like they don't have set rules that everybody has to abide by. They're just saying, hey, if there's problems, we'll fine you. And that's it. That's all the NCAA is doing.
And that's, I think, the huge complication of this whole thing, because there's way more players on a college football team than an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
There's the same amount of like traveling party, like support staff involved. And there's no like one, just like, these are the rules. Like, no, you don't get that with NCAA. So I know, like, in the case of college basketball, the Mountain West just came out. They're going to have a 20-game season. But this whole thing is just going to spill. Like, college sports get so much more complicated by this. The players aren't getting paid. Scholarship, or maybe they're getting paid.
They're not getting paid. They're getting paid, but they're not officially getting paid
in some kind of way. But football is the moneymaker for a lot of these athletic departments, and they want to like push through and finish the season. And now it gets a little messier. Like, as we get into the colder weather, whatever, we've all heard that does affect the COVID spread, and fans being allowed in the stadiums in a lot of these states, and it's just going to get weird. Like, I don't know if I just really don't know how the playoff is going to shake out. Like, what if hey, shout out to BYU if they get in the playoff. But
sure.
Do you have a playoff at this point? Like, also, I feel like this would be the year to test out 8 teams. Like, maybe, like, at least try it.
Yeah. The NCAA has seemed extremely reluctant to go anything past 4. See, and obviously it's too late, being that they're already pretty well into the season. I don't think they're going to make that change unless they do decide at some point in time, hey, like let's just kind of stop everything and push it back for a month or two and kind of see what happens. I don't know. I mean, I don't think the NCAA is going to do that. I think they're just going to kind of try and roll along, and whatever happens, YOLO. But yeah,
you only YOLO once.
That's the official statement from the NCAA president. YOLO. But
they kind of already did with the Pac-12 and the Big Ten. I mean, they just barely started up, so
right.
You can't really push anything further back. I mean, the NCAA doesn't technically have too much to say about what goes on with the playoff, so it sort of is what it is. But I feel like college football is the messiest one of
sure.
all the high-profile sports. Of like, how is this going to end? Like, does it end? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. That's you just said it best, man. They're absolutely the messiest one so far. All we can do is sit back and watch at this point in time.
But we do have the action.
Thank you. Thank the Lord we have action.
And we don't have to worry about any of the MAC teams threatening for playoff spots. So just sit back on your Tuesday and Wednesday evenings and just enjoy the MAC.
That's it. That's all we can do. And thankfully, we do have that to get us through these very thin weekdays in sports.
But also, real quick, I want to hit on the spiraling into the bowels of hell that has been the White Sox hiring Tony La Russa, because it just gets worse and worse. It just gets worse.
Yeah.
And now ESPN has the report. And he actually did the flex. Do you know who I am? Did you see my ring?
I'm a Hall of Famer, brother. Pulling a Hulk Hogan right there, calling somebody brother.
Brother. So, wow, White Sox. We'll see how that plays out. But it don't seem great. It seems like you had a really good and capable team. And now you bring this guy in who is already setting you back. But wow.
Yeah. Just kind of a repeat of what what I said on Monday, man. Tough look for La Russa. That's Reinsdorf seemed hell bent on making La Russa the manager this year, so he's probably just going to push forward. I guess what's done is done. Again, kind of the biggest thing for me is just going to be like, how does this severely, extreme old school, unwritten rules by the book guy coexist with a young, diverse, fuck the unwritten rules type team? That I think the team will still play for him, but man, some of the stories coming out of that locker room are going to be pretty ugly come next season.
I'm just wondering, like, what is going to be the level of communication? Like, is he going to talk to these guys? Like, the team knows they're good, and they were already good before him, and he's kind of got this, like, golden ticket to just be like, do whatever you want, and it just seems very awkward, like, having that guy in there.
Yeah.
Could have rode off into the sunset. Like, you're bona fide. Yes, you are a Hall of Famer.
Sure.
No worries. But do you have to come back? I don't know. I mean, if they're throwing money at you, take the money. But
sure, of course.
Weird. Very weird.
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be the last we hear from this La Russa saga. I think it's only beginning right now.
Oh no. It's only beginning.
Did just want to touch on some other baseball news, a little bit lighter baseball news tonight. They did announce the Cy Young Award winners. I don't think it was really a surprise for either league. We got Shane Bieber of the Indians winning the American League Cy Young. I believe he's the fifth Indians pitcher to ever win the award, and then Trevor Bauer of the Reds winning for the National League. That is the first Reds pitcher ever. And now Bauer is probably going to want to go because he's kind of like he's the weird exception. He's like I want a 1-year deal anywhere I go guy. So may not be going back to the Reds. Who knows? But I don't think anybody's really surprised by either of those. Do want to give a shout out though, and also also more of a credit to the Dodgers in a weird way, is that 2 former Dodgers finished 2nd and 3rd in the AL Cy Young with Ryu and Maeda. So how about that? Dodgers lose 2 Cy Young contenders and still win the championship.
It's a factory, all right? And Padre fans, hold out hope. Bauer, I'm hearing the rumors,
might be there,
but
yeah.
I feel like he's rumored to go pretty much anywhere right now.
He'll go whoever pays him.
But we'll see. We'll see.
But
Shout out to Jaime. I'm at work. You guys helped me get through this boring shift. And Hutch. Just hope LaRusso doesn't pull a Billy Martin. He's too old and wealthy for this DUI crap.
It's true.
Well, he thought he was, but
he's a
know.
Hall of Famer, brother.
Hall of Fame guy in baseball, brother.
But we don't really have too much news left. I think the only other thing we did want to mention was just that tomorrow, for all the soccer fans out there, we are in the international break. Tomorrow morning, we will get a game for the U.S. men's national team taking on the team from Wales at it'll be 11:45 Pacific time. It's you got to be interested as a soccer fan in this U.S. team because they are going to be going with just so many young players. I know they've got a couple guys in there that can't even legally buy cigarettes that are projected to be on the starting roster. So you're definitely getting a look at hey, this could be the U.S. team going forward for the next 4, 8, 10 years, whatever.
I'm really interested to see, honestly, very much focusing on Weston McKennie. Also, you got Reyna out there, Gio Reyna.
Isn't Tyler Adams supposed to be playing too?
Tyler Adams is supposed to play. I know kind of takes some of the shine off the game that Pulisic is not going to play. But you got Dest and a couple other guys that this is like the European tour camp, guys that don't have to travel as far. We'll see what happens. I don't know. At this point, I feel like the U.S. men's team is so far away. It's just, just show me something. Just show me something. If you lose, all right, whatever. But I need to see flashes. We'll see. I'm not going to see the game. I'll look up the highlights. So
Yeah, it's not a hidden. It's nothing hidden that when it comes to the national scene here, I think people are way more interested in watching and more proud of the women's team than they are the men's team.
100%.
So like I said, it's just I'm interested in seeing it just on the standpoint of, again, it's a young team, so this is likely what you're going to be seeing for the next, again, probably decade or so. So hopefully we can just, again, not looking for a win. I don't know if Gareth Bale's playing for Wales. I'm not sure. I have no doubt that he's better than any player that the U.S. has out there. But just give a good showing, lads. That's all we ask.
I really want to look at the wheelhouse there. McKinney, Adams, and Reyna in the midfield. And those guys are no pressure, but we need you to be pretty good. So, come on. Like, Sebastian Leggett, decent, but I don't want to see you suiting up for the national team in the next World Cup. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Ronnie, that's pretty much all I had in my notes. Was there anything else that you wanted to say before we get off the air for the evening?
No. Hang on. We got football coming back. NBA is coming back. A lot of good sports out there still. And the Masters. For the love of God, the Masters. We will see what happens with the weather. But I'm going to try to figure out how I can bet on these Masters on anything, prop bets. I told Cease last night, DeChambeau drives over 350 in one round. Give me 7.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if that's an option, whatever the over-under is, put the over on that. That's what I say.
You can put trees in his way. It won't stop him.
He'll
knock
just go
that tree
right
down.
through them. Yep, he will go right through them. All right, well, yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have. Like I said, we'll have some more Masters coverage come Friday. I believe they are teeing off. I think the first tee times at like 4 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Definitely keep an eye out. One of the the trios to keep an eye on here. They tee off at 4:33, which is John Rahm, who had that again ridiculous shot that we played earlier. Bryson DeChambeau and Louis Oosthuizen. That's kind of the one to keep an eye on. But again, yeah, they'll be teeing off from 4 a.m. until probably like 9:30 a.m. something like that. So again, we'll have more for that, plus some football breakdowns, some UFC, a little bit more action on Friday. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do love you. All the views, all the comments, all the questions, just all the interactions, everything. We do love it. So thank you guys so much. Stick around here. We got more coming up for you here on the network, but we'll see you guys on Friday. Keep the fire.
Keep the fire.